Hi, I'm Jacqueline Snyder, and this is the Product Boss Podcast. I've helped launch and grow thousands of product-based businesses, even one of my own. And over the last 20 years, I've seen behind the scenes of businesses just like yours. Whether they are makers, manufacturers, artists, or food and beverage businesses, I have spent so many hours studying it all. I've discovered what makes them successful, what mistakes they could have avoided, how did they turn their ideas into a successful business, and what are the strategies that they have used to make more sales and be discovered by more customers. And this is what this show is all about. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to become $1 million product boss, I'm here to give you the permission to chase your dreams, no matter how big or small. All you need is the right mindset, a little courage, strategy, and support, and you too can be the next $1 million product boss. Let's do this. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Product Boss Podcast. I'm your host, Jacqueline Snyder, and I am here because I fully believe that you all can make incredible lives, businesses. You can fund those lives with your businesses of making physical products, right? So whether you're a maker, whether you manufacture, maybe you're sourcing goods, maybe you have a brick and mortar, a food company, a CPG company, whatever it is. Some of the richest self-made women out there are product bosses. They started with physical product. I mean, look at Sol de Janeiro or Kendra Scott Jewelry. I mean, Kendra Scott is one of the wealthiest self-made women out there. Hello, Sarah Blakely, right? Jamie Kern Lima, Susie Weiss Fishman. I mean, I am here to stand for you, to know that you can have beautiful, amazing, creative ideas, and you can bring those ideas to life in terms of physical product. It could be a candle company, a jewelry company, skincare. Maybe you're an artist or you're baking delicious loaves of cake at home. Right. I just coached today. I coached someone named Carolyn, and she makes cakes and she goes to markets and she sells these cakes and they're delicious. And she's like, people love my coconut cake, whatever it is, whether you're a maker, whether you manufacture like me. I come from a background of being a fashion designer and manufacturing domestically. We manufactured in Los Angeles, where I had cutters and sewers and all these people who'd produced for me at mass scale or overseas, right? Maybe you're like me. Or maybe you're in CPG and you've made consumer packaged goods, or there's just so many of us. And there's so many different ways to bring physical products to market. So I'm here because I'm thrilled. I'm so fortunate that you're here. If you know anybody in your world that is building a physical product-based business and you're like, hey, if you're looking for support and community and tips and you don't want to be alone, please forward this podcast to them. The Product Boss Podcast, wherever you listen, right? Please forward it, because sharing it with people. And if you remember the first time you ever found this podcast and listened to it, where you maybe didn't feel alone in this world anymore, or you felt like, oh, someone was putting words to the struggles or the wins, you found community, you found different ways of attempting and doing things. Maybe there's coaches out there that you listen to and you're like, this stuff just isn't working, and you were looking for alternative ways. Well, you found it here at the Product Boss, and I just so appreciate the shares of the show, because that's really how I'm able to impact people in this world, especially women, to learn how to make their own money, how to create their own options and opportunities by doing that through these beautiful businesses that they're building. So speaking of beautiful, incredible, amazing women, today I'm coaching Sherinata of Corellia Creations. Like, I love her. She is one of my mastermind students. She works very closely with me, but she's also been a student in so many of my other programs. And I've had the privilege of working closely with her over the last few months, and she creates shungite jewelry and EMF protection products to help people stay safe from everyday radiation exposure, which is caused by our tech-saturated world. Yeah. Listen, sleeping with my phone by my bed, maybe not a good idea, especially once you talk to Sherinata and you hear this coaching session. But luckily, she's got the products to save us all. Here's the deal though. She's facing this really big challenge right now. Her best-selling product that she has on Amazon is actually being knocked off by her former manufacturer. I know. Sucks beyond sucks, right? I mean, this is the world. This is business. To be her former manufacturer, also not awesome. But it's causing the revenue that she was making that we had really built up on Amazon, that it's causing that channel to take a huge hit, right? The sales engine that she's built. Now, I have to say this for my skeptics out there. Some of you are like, well, that's why I'm not on Amazon. Because if I go on Amazon, I'm going to get knocked off. Yeah. I mean, you get big anywhere, you're going to get knocked off. You get big in a retail store, you're going to get knocked off. You get big online on Instagram, you're going to get knocked off. So let's get rid of the fear of being knocked off. And this is why it's so important to stay ahead, to develop a brand, to position yourself in the market, and to have alternative sales engines, right? Alternative sales channels that if anything ever, we talk about like having all your eggs in one basket. Luckily for Sherinata, Amazon is not the only basket she has, right? So if that's taking a hit, she's got other places to go. So in this coaching session, we're going to dive deeper into what's going on behind the scenes in her business, how she can pivot when something like this happens, and what to do when you're feeling stuck. So we're going to talk strategy, brand authority, product positioning, and most importantly, how to stay resilient and focused when the unexpected shakes things up. So I know it's been really hard. And the thing is that you were having success, and it really sucks when you're like, I've done all this work. I've done the hard work. I've made this thing finally start to feel like it's working, and you've done everything right. And then someone comes in and they knock you off your balance, not even knock you off your product, but knock you off your pedestal or wherever you were going. And what I just want to say is, I see you, I hear you. It's terrible. And so now what we just have to do is really kind of think through like, what are we going to focus on? What are we going to fix? What's working that we can accelerate forward? Does that make sense?
It does.
So knowing that, and to be able to coach you through, like to get you to a point that I think where we could go with this is talk about where we can focus, what we focus on, where we can focus, how do we fix it? And then how, once we fix it, it can start to accelerate for you so that, yes, you're going to take a hit. Yes, things are down, but you're not down and out. We're just needing to pivot at this point.
It's always a pivot.
It's always a pivot.
It's always a pivot. It's life.
Just in your head, if you want to like get through it, just imagine like that Friends part where it's like pivot, and it'll just make you laugh. And you're like, all right, yeah, I got to pivot.
Yeah.
Correct. I think the first step is like, what are we going to focus on? Like, where should your energy go right now? And it's like, what are you going to sell? Which is your question. Who are we selling it to? And how are we selling it? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So what to sell? Tell me your best sellers.
Watch bands, our pyramids, our bracelets, our stickers, like our top seller bracelets, and the classics, the tiger's eye. I mean, we have specific ones that they love.
So right now I've got 2 wearables. I've got watch bands and bracelets.
Mm-hmm. Our pyramid on our website goes on Amazon. It does not. Our stickers on our website.
And the pyramid is just something you put up. I don't understand what the pyramid is.
We do the pyramids you put near your computers, your bedside. It's what neutralizes the radiation wherever you're laying down, you're sitting, you put it out next to your modem. So it's an area. That way it cleans an area.
So then the next thing is like, who do you think buys your stuff? Like, who is your ideal customer? Because right now you've told me a lot of wearables that feel like people who wear like crystals and beaded bracelets and beaded necklaces and things like that. But who do you think your ideal customer is? Female, male, age? What do they do with their lives? Tell me more about that person.
I would say it's definitely female, a woman, and usually moms, I would say, between the ages of 35, 40 to 50, definitely
I'm going to
in
say
that
40.
range.
I'm going to say 45.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think closer to 45 or do you think 40? Not
I would
35.
say 40.
40. Okay. 40. What is she into? Is she into yoga? Does she eat clean? Does she shop at Whole Foods? Like, tell me more about her.
She loves it. She loves Whole Foods. She's really thinking about how she can, eat healthier, keep her kids healthy. Somebody could be sick. They might have autism in the family, or maybe they're not feeling well and they're looking for alternative types of healing. And also now EMF is it's beginning so common for people to hear about it that, it is a buzzword for them. So they're trying to learn more about it and learn how to stay healthier in their world, for sure.
I mean, it's truly heartbreaking to hear that Sherinata's product was knocked off, especially who did it, and knowing how much passion, intention, and hard work she has poured into building this brand. Now, I know how discouraging that can feel, and my heart really goes out to her and her sister, who's her business partner in this. But what I love about Sherinata is that she's not giving up absolutely no way, no how, right? She's showing up and she's doing the work and she's getting curious and she's asking the questions. Okay, this happened. What can I do next? What can I do next? Right? And that's what's going to move her forward. We can all get knocked down. Things are going to happen. Life is going to life. And you get to choose which way you want to go. Do you want to be the victim to it and say, oh, well, that's just how it happened and they knocked me off and I'm just dead in the water and whatever? Or are you going to stand up, put your armor on, and charge into battle? Let's go. So in our coaching session, we dug into this powerful strategy to help her regain focus. We started by identifying her best sellers, the products that not only move the needle financially, but truly reflect her brand's mission. Then we worked through defining who her ideal customer really is. Because my friend, when you know what you sell best and who you're selling it to, you are going to gain so much clarity. When you have that clarity, it's so much easier. And that becomes the foundation of every business decision going forward. So with that focus in place, now it's time to turn our attention to her website and overall product line. We want to make sure her messaging speaks directly to her customer and that her site showcases her hero products front and center. So let's dive back into the conversation as I guide her through cleaning up her website and simplifying her messaging to better connect and convert. And this is legitimately what we do inside of our programs. And so you're going to hear me coach her right here, right now, live. And if you're in one of my programs, you're like, yep, I remember. I know when Jacqueline teaches exactly that. So let's go. This is from, I'm not going to take the claim. This is from AI. Your body, your devices, your space, protect all three. How does that resonate with you?
I like it.
Because that's what we're saying. It's so simple. Your body, your devices, your space, protect all three. Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So that would be right on the website.
Sales page language it came up with. Your body is exposed to EMFs daily from your smartwatch, your phone, and even your home Wi-Fi. That's why anything you wear, touch, or carry should be protected. Shungite absorbs that invisible stress so your body doesn't have to, or some version of that.
That's perfect.
What I want you to do is I want you to come in from a problem that people have and how your products are a solution to it. So when I'm like, what would you prescribe me? You're like, it's you understanding that and then creating either a bundle or an offer. And when I say an offer, it could just be like, you need a bracelet or you need these 2 bracelets or you need a set of whatever. That's why I asked, do I need a bracelet and a necklace?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I do need a bracelet and a necklace, then I want those sold to me.
Right.
If they're like, no, you get your choice. You can wear a bracelet or you can wear a necklace. Then me, Jacqueline, I would probably get the bracelets because I wear stacks.
Mm-hmm.
My husband probably would too, but some people might really like the necklaces and the necklace designs, so maybe they go for that. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I always tell people, I'm like, you wear what is that you're most comfortable with. Me and my preference in my world, I always say it's important to wear one, at least a bracelet and a necklace. But that's, how I feel I'm most protected because I'm protecting my organs, my heart, and I got my bracelet on.
So the first thing that I do think you need is I do think you need to invest in a better website.
Okay.
I can audit it all we want, but I think 2 main takeaways are better photos and better website.
Okay.
Now, I know it sounds like it's a stretch, especially if revenue is down, but if you have a better converting website and you're able to drive leads there and it converts, you're more profitable, you're establishing a brand, they start to know about this brand. Then perhaps you can work with influencers or content creators. You can create content. You can run ads because we know that the conversion point that they come to on the site is going to be better converting. You've already told me you've upped your sales by 6%. And whatever you've already been doing, this is where I want you to focus. Whatever you've already been doing, I want you to do more of that and get better at that because you've got something that's working. And you're saying, well, what else do I do? Is taking you away from what's working. And the most important thing to do right now is to focus and fix what's working. Because when you do these little tweaks, that's going to be the thing that gets that engine working again and even better than you expected.
Okay.
Then you like, okay, should I go do this now? Should I go do this now? It's like, no, like you actually have proof that things it's not going down. It's going up. Your Etsy is up. Your website is up. So how do we make it better so that it can start to take over and compensate for Amazon? So Amazon is irrelevant. You can sell there. You can still make money there. You can run it. You become a more established brand. They start to look for you there. Then they don't want the 2-pack knockoffs, even if they're from the same company. They want yours because they know, like, and trust you as a brand. You, Sherinata, are the authority in EMF, in shungite EMF protection.
Correct.
I want your site to feel more like an authority so that when I come there, my know, like, trust is I'm trusting my body and my family's bodies and my pet. I'm trusting the things that I love the most. And I believe that you have a natural solution to the dangers that are surrounding us. And I need to trust that you are telling me specifically in your authority what I should do, what I should buy, where I should go. And that is not being conveyed yet through the site. And when you understand that, when you can hone that in, that even like drives your social media, that drives your emails, that drives the brand awareness as like, oh, I'm wearing the bracelet. Someone goes, what's that? And I'm like, oh my God, like you need to get this because it protects you from EMF. And what I don't want them to do is just be like, go buy shungite. And then they go search shungite. I want them to believe that your company has the best in the world, best in class, knows exactly what I need, how to protect me, product that I buy from your brand and not some rando selling 2 watch bands for $14.99 on Amazon. I mean, we can all agree that she's been hit with a tough blow. Her product, her best-selling product was copied, and that's never easy to face. But here's the thing. I truly believe that Sherinata can rise above it and not just recover, but come out stronger. So what's the key? Well, it's building brand awareness and positioning herself as the undeniable expert in her niche. You all heard it here on the show. That's exactly why I coached her to simplify her website, refine her messaging, and make sure her brand is speaking loud and clear to her ideal customer. When you step confidently into your authority and let your brand story shine, copycats just can't compete. I've worked with Sherinata for a long time, and I know she has what it takes. She has it. She's got the grit. She's got the passion. She really stands behind this brand, and she knows her products work. Now, with the right strategy and mindset, this challenge could be the very thing that catapults her and her business to the next level. And if you're listening right now and facing something similar, maybe your product's been copied or your sales have slowed down, right? I want you to take this show as your sign. This is your opportunity to double down on your brand. What can you do today to stand out as the go-to expert in your space? Because when your brand is strong, no one can replicate that. So I think what we've decided on are what the products are that are the most value in defining this product roadmap. If it falls out of this category, you should not be bringing it to market. Your body, your devices, your space. Protect all 3, right?
Yeah.
That could even be like your body, your devices, your space. And the whole thing can be protect all 3. That is such a beautiful statement.
I love it.
So easy.
It is.
Then it is the brand promise is like, if you touch it, you should protect it. That's what you said to me, right? If you touch it, you should protect it. And shungite is your invisible shield. That's what you said, right? It's all around us.
Yeah.
That's it. If you touch it, it needs to be protected and you need to be protected from these things. It doesn't get into the complication of shungite. If they want to go figure out the natural parts of it, or if you look at that site, they have bits that tell you about the natural properties that are in it, but that's not as front forward. We're selling them on the problem, which is if I'm being exposed to all this stuff, I'm going to give myself cancer. I got to protect it. And then yours is you're selling them a solution, protection for your device, protection for your body, protection for your space. And it happens to come in the form of shungite jewelry or magnets or a pyramid.
Correct.
I want you to stay focused on your hero products. I think that you should remove and sunset all the weak and confusing products. I think cleaning up the homepage, cleaning up the products, reducing the amount of places that those products are so we don't have watch bands in 3 different places, and really honing in on, you're telling me it's for body, I go to body. You're telling me for a device, I go to device. You're telling me it's from my area, I've got the pyramid. So I think that's the simplest, easiest way to kind of clean that up. And you're getting traffic to your site, and we can see how it starts to convert with a cleaner homepage and cleaner navigation. And then whatever you're already doing that's driving traffic to your site, I would just do more of that and I would do it better. And that's all I would work on right now outside of what you're normally doing, which is like keeping Amazon going, seeing how you can compete. But I think it's that cleaning up because you have people buying on your website. So I want you to focus on your site, focus on your product lineup, and focus on your customer to start to really hone in on like, what is your brand? What's the story? And how can people hearing this on the show are like, oh, like that's what I need. And it just makes it really easy that if I lay it on your website, I can shop it pretty easy. The easiest way to sell for everyone, this is why Etsy's so popular, is it's product to product. Amazon, a lot of times is product to product, unless I'm searching for a brand. But if I'm looking for like, I don't know, things to go on the bottom of my chairs to stop them from scratching up my floors, whatever I would type in, like if I'm searching that, I'm either just going to find products and read reviews and look at the pictures, or there's 3M products or something like that. I'm like, I know that brand. I can buy the brand I understand, and then I can buy it. And I'm like, but I trust it because I trust the brand and I trust the reviews and the price is right.
Right.
So what we're going to move you out of is product to product infighting, which is exactly what you're having an issue with right now. And we're going to start to establish this as something that's so easy. What?
Yeah, I felt that because we are fighting. It is a fight.
Yeah. How are you going to undercut your like the person who produced your product? You're not. Like, it sucks.
Yeah.
So we're going to be like, great, dude, you can make them, but you will never have the Sherinata magic of you knowing how to take care of my body and my health and my family's health and me trusting. And when I say you, I'm going to talk about your company. Your brand is what I'm trusting to solve that problem for me. Does that make sense? These are the words I want you to resonate in your head. What do I need to focus on? What do I need to fix? And when I do that, then I can accelerate. Now I can put the gas behind it.
And it gets us out of fighting product to product. You know, and just like, it's great because we get to focus on ourselves, expand our lines, expand our brand, not our lines, but our brand itself, and stop fighting against the other people, the product to product, which I love that idea. So,
yeah. And it just keeps you focused on, instead of spinning and should I make more things and add more things, you do not need anything else. We don't even need more designs. We probably need less designs. We just need simple, suitable products like that are, and you know, you might do like other products, like some of them maybe you do on an Etsy because they make sense. But if we really were to clean up your site, it's like, truthfully, like it will be less hassle to you if you have less inventory of all the things that don't sell and the inventory that does sell. And then that's all your focus, your emails, your posts, if you run ads, everything goes back to those products, and it's easy. And then you expand when you've hit the numbers you want to hit. When you can make $1 million on these 5 products. You can make $1 million on 2 of the products technically, but like but if I can keep you focused and on that, then you're no longer focusing on the development. And now you're focusing on, how do I market? How do I sell? How do I market? How do I sell? And that's where the money comes.
I like it.
Okay.
How do I market? How do I sell? I got it.
All right, my friend, I'm so excited for you. If people want to support you, buy from you, follow you, get protected because they need to protect their body, their devices, and their space or their home, how do we do that?
Well, you go to KareliaCreations.com, and that's Karelia with a Karelia creations.com.
Can they follow you on social or anything like that?
Oh, definitely. Follow me on social media, the same place, Karelia Creations.
We'll drop it all in.
You got it. Yep.
Thanks,
I'm on
Sherinata.
Instagram and Facebook. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. If there's one thing I want you to remember from today's episode, it's that your brand is your biggest defense against copycats and market shifts. The more you build recognition, trust, and visibility outside of the platforms you don't own, like Amazon or Etsy, the more power and protection you create for yourself and your business. Sherinata is doing the brave work of pivoting, of realigning, and building brand equity. And you can too. Whether it's simplifying your product line or strengthening your messaging or getting clear on your ideal customer, every decision you make today is shaping your long-term success. I hope that you hear what I say, right? I hope that you understand that all of these feelings of roadblocks or stop signs or stumbles and trips or falling down and needing to pull yourself up again and again and again, this is truthfully the journey you're on to shaping your long-term success. So can you keep doing it? Yes. Am I here to support you every step of the way? Yes. We got 2 episodes a week, my friends. I hope you're following the show because I'm here to encourage you, to give you tips, to give you hope, to share these stories. And thank you, Sherinata, and everyone else that shares their coaching sessions with us online so that you can learn from them. And I'm just so appreciative of their vulnerability and their openness to sharing. So thank you for listening, my friends. I'm always cheering you on, and I'll catch you in the next episode.